So originally I wasn't going to include anything from my Bloody Whiskers playthrough, but upon cleaning up my first playthrough save file, since Bloody Whiskers added some new bosses in the Trial Grounds area of the Crimson Fortress, and since they are necessary to complete for 2 of the trophies, I decided to give them a go on my normal difficulty save file to make it easier to achieve, and also I am a 100% completion gamer at heart, so this basically just 100%ed this save file. There are 3 trophies in the Bloody Whiskers add-on, and as I mentioned, only one of them requires actually being on Bloody Whiskers difficulty. So first I have the Avor Warden of the Northern Waste fight. It's not an easy fight, and honestly I don't really have any tips for it, but it is very similar to the Double Trouble fight in the arena in Moletown. If you're here for the tips on Greenwart, you can go ahead and skip to that section of the video, and I've also made a separate video for Greenwart as well if you just want to check out that video. Completing this fight will net you the trophy Defeat Avor, Warden of the Northern Wastes.
Avor happily admitting defeat, Redgi knew he had passed the old rat's challenge. The young rat truly was the people's king.
After completing all the fights at the Trial Grounds, you will be given the King's Chamber key, which you can take back to the Crimson Fortress and enter the previously locked King's Chambers upstairs next to the smith. Bash down the bookshelf with your 2-handed weapon and make sure to save on the bed before heading upstairs. You will encounter Verminstein here, which is a play on Frankenstein and is the abomination of a frog-rat-like creature that King Rattus, your father and previous king, regretfully created. Again, I don't really have any tips for this fight, but it shares a lot of mechanics from other fights you've probably encountered already. So defeating Verminstein will net you the trophy Discover the Mystery of the King's Chambers.
This half-rat, half-frog abomination must have been the work of his father. Redgi wondered whether this was the source of all the undead in the crypts. Another of King Rattus' secrets, best kept hidden.
Finally, the last trophy, which requires you to play through the whole game on Bloody Whiskers difficulty, is defeating Greenwart, the Warchief of the United Frog Tribes and Slayer of Kings. This fight seems daunting, but it's actually relatively easy if you approach the battle like this. Keep yourself pretty lightweight and definitely wear the best frog-resistant medium armor you have. Use your best 2-handed weapon, and I'd suggest the gun. Also, as with every boss, use your poison as much as you can. I didn't do it flawlessly by any means, but this is the best way I've worked out to get through the fight. Begin by shooting a bullet and then parrying when he uses the yellow attack. During your next opening, use all of your bullets to transition him into phase 2. Stand on Dennis's body and hold block. When he throws his trident, if you aren't blocking, you will get comboed out and die, so always hold block here. After he throws his trident, run over to him and give him 2 good smacks and then quickly roll back over to Dennis. He should stay in this pattern, but if he does do a red dodge bull attack, just dodge him and then dodge back the other way, as it is always a combo of 2 red attacks. You can hit him twice if you want to and then return to Dennis. Just continue this until he goes into phase 3. For phase 3, we're going to do basically the same thing. Stand on Dennis and hold block, because if he does get you with his chomp attack, you'll at least mitigate the damage. Back up when he does his puking attack, but stay in the center as much as possible to avoid his tongue swing. The same rule applies here. After he swings and lands on his back, smack him twice with 2 heavy attacks and roll back to Dennis. This is the portion of the fight where you may die, but following the steps I've provided for phase 1 and 2, you should be able to get back to phase 3 with relative ease. As long as you stay on top of Dennis, he seems to stay in this attack pattern. This absolutely just trivializes this fight, and honestly probably makes it one of the easier fights in the whole of Bloody Whiskers difficulty. I personally had way more trouble with Redwart in the crypts and was stuck there for hours, but I managed to get through this fight within 30 minutes. Just don't get greedy and just avoid his chomp and puke attacks and you should be victorious. If you do happen to get hit by any attack, just stand on Dennis and heal, but just take your time as there's no rush to defeat this boss quickly. Defeating Greenwart on Bloody Whiskers will net you the trophy, A New Warchief Rises.
Warchief was dead, and the kingdom
I hope this helps. Definitely leave a comment and a like if it did, and subscribe if you want to. I hope to see you in my next video. Have a good one.